Skywest 3443, solid departure radar contact, finally maintain flight level 230 and resume normal speed.
Alright, up to 230 normal speed, Skywest 3443.
Delta 2375, contact Salt Lake Center 127.7.
27.7 today, Delta 2375.
Delta 2005, contact Salt Lake Center on 128.55 today.
Roger, Scott 42925.6, climbing 10,000, right turn 295.
Shark 4292, solid departure radar contact, finally maintain flight level 230 with normal speed.
Okay, follow 230, normal speed, Scott 4292.
Shark 4292, turn right, direct cloud.
292.
Shark 3443, turn right, direct MOFR, setting gives you already, resume normal speed.
Now Skywest 3443.
3914.
Shark 39.
Can you get normal speed and direct Glacier Park?
Shark 3914, resume normal speed, and when I switch over to the center, you can ask them for direct Glacier Park. I see a couple aircraft out there that might be in the way.
Normal speed, appreciate it. Skywest 3914.
Archer Delta 601 Heavy checking in out of 5.7 for 10,000.
Delta 601 Heavy, solid departure radar contact, trying to maintain 15,000, resume normal speed.
15,000 normal speed, Delta 601 Heavy.
That's 4292, resume normal speed. Dallas 3914, contact Salt Lake Center 127.7.
3914.
Departure Delta 11243 through 6 for 10,000, coming right to 280.
Delta 1143, solid departure radar contact, finally maintain 15,000, approximately surveillance behind a heavy Airbus 330.
Alright, up 15,000, Delta 1143.
Skywest 3443, contact Salt Lake Center, 128.55.
Skywest 3443.
Scout 3914, contact Salt Lake Center 127.7. Skywest 4292, contact Salt Lake Center 127.7.
27.7, Skywest 4292.
Delta 601 Heavy, what speed are you accelerating to? Delta 1143, United 2310 knots.
Lower for the speed, Delta 1143.
Departure Sky was 3525, 5,500, coming 10,000, heading 295.
Sky 3525, solid departure radar contact time, and maintain flight level 230 with a normal speed.
Sky maintain flight level 230, normal speed, Sky was 3525.
Delta 601 Heavy, proceed direct spawning. Delta 1143, proceed direct spawning.
1143.
Delta 601 Heavy, contact Salt Lake Center, 128.55.
128.55, Delta 601 Heavy, salon.
Yeah. Skyway 3525, turn right direct, cloud.
25.
Departure Delta 978, passing 6,000, climbing via the Desert 1 for 10,000.
8.
All right. As promised. Where should I start? All right, I'm just going to start with snow. I'll go in this order. So the first thing that I wanted to show you is US ortho photos. This is totally free. Everything I'm showing you, completely free. And sorry about any background noise. I've got a full house, family. Everybody's here from out of town, and there's a Christmas party going on tonight. So there's probably going to be a lot of barking, people coming in and out. So I'll probably say that a few times. Anyway, so the reason I bring up the ortho is I use ortho a lot on my PilotEdge. It's because I fly mostly on the West Coast. So the flight I'm doing today is in Wyoming, and I don't have Wyoming. Go to my ortho. I don't think I have Wyoming. Nope, no Wyoming. Most of my ortho goes in here. So you can now this is not an instruction on how to install this. I'm just showing you that this is where you get ortho. So I'm going to link this, and maybe one day I'll do a an instruction on how to. Although this is kind of a pain in the rear end, but the main reason I want to show this is that the SAM seasons will not work with ortho scenery. Now, I don't have ortho for all Wyoming, so this flight will be just stock X-plane, but that's how I can have the winter textures. Now, there is a way to have winter textures on ortho. You have to go to this tool made by Xcoder, and this will transform your ortho scenery into snow. And I do have this installed on my Colorado ortho, like you'll see. Where's Colorado? So here's Colorado, and I see how it has a winterized ref. That's because I've used this program to winterize Colorado. So with this mod, as long as you set the temperature less than freezing, and there's rain, you know, you have to have it raining and freezing, and then it will change your ortho into snow. So this works very well. And then, sorry about the loudness. Okay, so now we come into the SAM. So I covered the ortho. Let me give you this link too. So if you want to winterize your ortho, which this does work with ortho. Let me put that in there. All right, so this is how you winterize that ortho. So the first link is that, and then you winterize it with this. And there's a comment in here somewhere. Let me see if I can find the comment. There's a comment in here somewhere. So this is once you download this program, you'll have this. And I only did Colorado, so batch will do all of your ortho. So I uncheck that. But it says here, if you're trying to just do one state or whatever, it says to uncheck the batch process, which is true. But one thing that this picture does not show is you want to check the box that says only winterize Z ortho for XP files. It will work. It's actually the only way it will work on the Fork Boys ortho. So you need to check that only winterize box. You can uncheck that if you just want to do Colorado like I did, or whichever one. So I know I'm just trying to kill time because this is about SAM. So I'm going over because SAM doesn't work with ortho. It only works with stock X-plane stuff. So then you come to SAM, and that's actually the old version. Where's 2? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. There we go. So this is SAM Animated Manager. So most people know this as the gate, but then you have an extension of the SAM, which does all your seasons to include spring. Here we go. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, deep winter. I mean, it does all that. Now, keep in mind that this file, this seasons library, is like 8 gigs, I think. 8.08 gigabytes. So when you download this, it's gonna take like 30 minutes. Now this one is pretty much instantaneous. So you download this first. This is really quick. That's only 124 megabytes. So I mean, that's nothing. Now, one thing you got to make sure about is the PV, where's MNO, like Providence, for example. So this is the old SAM. The old SAM, or the older version rather. Hey Noel, love the Christmas decorations at the top of the SAM page we're looking through and talking about. Yeah, it's the website it's the xplane.org website that does that. And anyway, so the old SAM, which you don't use these anymore. So the old SAM would come with a plugin. So I'd move that into the plugins folder, and it came with a SAM library. In this library would go into the custom scenery folder. That's not the case with this new version because people were messing up the hierarchy. So somehow these people were genius and they made it to where, I mean, it's really weird, but you don't put anything in custom scenery anymore. It all goes into the plugin. So I just have these in here just because I don't want to delete them, but I know that I don't need to use these. I just move over to Providence, which requires the SAM plugin with the current SAM, and it will be fine. So the way that you do this, I'm not gonna, I guess I have to. So I'm gonna unpack the seasons first. So we'll go to 7-zip, and I'm just gonna extract it here, and that's gonna take like 2 minutes. So while that's doing, you'll see right off the bat, it goes to resources. It makes a folder called resources, and there's a reason for that. So obviously the SAM 2.0 will only take a second to unpack. And this is 8 gigs that's unpacking. I've already done this, but I'm just showing y'all what this looks like from scratch, so that way you can download it and have a good idea of how to install this, because if you try to install it the old way, it will not work. And again, this does not work with ortho scenery. You have got to use Fork Boys Ortho or whatever ortho you want with this winterizing tool for ortho. The SAM Seasons library is for stock X-plane. I'm going to say that over and over again. All right, so let me put these two, I can't remember if I did or not, so I'm going to do, this is the latest SAM, so I'll plug that in there. And then the thing that I'm extracting right now is the library, the seasons library, which this is the one that's like 8 gigabytes. So you need those two. Those are the 2 links for that. So you should have all 4 links now. You should have US Ortho, the winterizing tool for the ortho, the SAM, and then the seasons library. So that way you have the entire world covered in snow with those 4 links. So hopefully this will be helpful, and it's almost done. Ah, man. I apologize for the language that might be going on in the background. I don't have any control over the language, so maybe I'll mark this video not for kids, just in case some of what he is saying does not go out to young kids. I'll just put a warning that there might be profanity in the background. All right, I think that's done unpacking, so we will go into this file. So SAM Seasons installation and copy resources into, I don't even know what, this is a file, but I don't know what it's for. I think it's for like some sort of Lua script or something, but you don't need that. So the main thing that you want, here's your installation, and then we're gonna undo I'm gonna unpack this one. Actually, let me rename this to season, just in case this unpacks the resources also, which it might. So we're going to extract it here. This should be pretty quick. Yeah, it did. So they both will extract to resources. That's why I renamed it, so I could keep it separate. And then here's all your instructions. So now this is they just advertised that you can activate World Jetways, right? So that way you'll have, no matter which airport you go to, you'll have this Jetways thing to where you have to pay for it. I guess, anyway, this is how you pay for it. They give you an activation key and what have you, and then that will handle that. And then the user manual is it's pretty straightforward. People still have issues with it because it doesn't make sense to put a scenery in a plugin and not the scenery folder. So here it is. So this is very, very important. And this is where most people mess up. Man, I can't highlight apparently. Anyway, so the previous version of SAM here, it says to delete the SAM library and delete the old SAM, which obviously is that one. So once you delete those two, then you install SAM, plugin copy to the folder SAM into your plugins directory, resources, plugins, and overwrite. That's just meaning if you left the original SAM plugin in your plugins folder, this would just overwrite it. But I think you're better off deleting the old one altogether, like it says, and then just moving this in. So I don't have any windows. So that's the old one. So I don't need that up anymore. All right, so this is the regular SAM. So the reason it has resources is because if you go to Xplane and you open up the main directory, it has a resources folder. Duh. And that's where the plugin folder is, right? So that's why both of these, seasons and the regular SAM, when you unpack it, it just comes to resources, because if you were to drag them in here, then everything would work. I mean, all you literally have to do is open up your root folder, as long as you've deleted the old SAM, and do one at a time, drag it over, overwrite. Same thing with this one, drag it over, and then you'd be good to go. So I'm going to show you this is that, you click on resources on both, and then Xplane brings up plugins, right? So naturally this level would go into your plugins folder. So, and then there's SAM. So you could move over the SAM. So, which I would do, but I'm not going to, because this is the plugin. So then you would just drag, well, I'll do it just for argument's sake. The reason I move these windows around is because if you drag from right to left to this area, you'll never mistakenly drop a file into a folder. So I always drag into this white area. That way it will go into the file system, but you won't, accidentally drop it into one of these guys. So I always drag from right to left, just because I do so much dragging. And then the other thing, so that is, so that's the main SAM, right? So then if you were to drag this resources over for the seasons, it would go plugins, resources, plugins, SAM, library, SAM library, SAM seasons. So then you would just drag over the SAM seasons into this folder. So within the SAM plugin is now a library folder, which houses all of the SAM libraries, which before these libraries would go into the custom scenery folder, but not anymore. So that's the main thing. Is I'm not going to do it because I already have all this done, but I would drag this over. All right, so I'm going to delete that SAM. So that's it. So you got, your regular SAM plugins, which that was the SAM. And then you got your seasons, which goes into SAM's library folder. And then you'll have the seasons, which this all looks like stuff that would be in custom machinery, but you don't do that here. All right, so I'm going to I'm going to delete all those because I don't need them anymore. So I'm going to delete that. It's going to take forever. Apparently it's going to take a while. Okay. So then what I'll do, I have these saved. Hang on a second, I'll be right back. All right, so I'm moving those over to my storage. This is my storage. I got my book or whatever it's called. So that's how you install it. So then I already had done all that, so I didn't want double copies because this takes up like a lot of space. And the other thing about the SAM is if you load it, it takes forever. As you'll see, it takes a lot longer to load X-Plane. So I'm only going to use SAM on times that I want, seasons or winter or whatever. Otherwise, I won't even load it because some of you guys know I only load what I need for that in particular flight. All right, so that's just about done. Once that's done, then I'm going to delete the recycling bin. It's taking forever today. It's just my storage. So that's my X-Plane. That's storage. All right, so both my SAMs are in storage. So then I go to my plugins. So this is, all right, this is my T drive. Actually, hang on one second. This is my T drive. So this is my main game. It's a M.2 drive. It's very fast. It's a SSD. It's like the fastest hard drive you can buy. I'm deleting all that stuff I downloaded. So my regular X-Plane, I have a custom scenery folder that has 35 items in it. These are there all the time, which is mostly my ortho. So I got my true ortho, and I got all the rest of my ortho, minus Wyoming, which is what we're going to fly today. So it's bare bones. I mean, essentially, some people have like 200 files in here. That would drive me crazy. So what I do is this bottom file, I add the number 35, and then let me see what my C drive. So I add 35 at the bottom, so I know how many files are in this folder. So for this flight, we are going to need Jackson Hole. So I'm going to come over here and grab my Jackson Hole, and I'm going to drag from right to left and move here. And then that's the only airport that I'm going to use. Everything else would be stock. This is basically a stock airport. So then I need plugins, right? Resources, plugins. So I'm going to go to my plugins holder, and I'm going to drag over PilotEdge, Python for FS Economy. And I think that's all I need, except for the SAM plugin. I don't need Skunkcraft. So I'm going to drag those over. It's Python, PilotEdge, the rest of these stay in there all the time. And then the SAM. So this is everything that I have unpacked before. So inside the library, you'll see the seasons, which again is like 10. This is 10 gigs just for the seasons. And then the library's in there. So you only need to drag the SAM into the plugins, and then that's it. You're done. That will handle all weather, gates, everything right from there. Not weather, winter seasons. But there is something else I need to do here. So let's scenery. Let's go Arlington, and I need these two for my Airflow Labs King Air. So I'm going to drag these over. That's for the GTN 750, and that's to let the airplane fly. So as you can see, I only load plugins that I want for the flight. Otherwise, I am done with that. So then we can come down to our game scenario thingy. I'll plug in my SATEC radio panel. And you're going to see that this takes a lot longer to load once I put the SAM plugin in there, because now it's not only reading just the gate, it's reading everything, and it slows everything down, which is another reason why I'm not going to use it on every single flight. That's why I keep it here, and I have this folder that says open, so I know to grab it if I want seasons or if I want to use a gate without AutoGate, because otherwise I have AutoGate. So this is obviously my DCS, and then I have my main scenery that I'm not using, I keep in here. So if I want to load like the entire San Francisco Bay Area, including Half Moon Bay, then I just drag all these over because these all have plugins associated with them. All right, so let's go to settings, runways. That's fine. That's fine. New flight. King Air, we're going to POY. Powell Muni, we're going to start right there. Bring in the real world weather. I'm going to go back to manual. Track the time. I guess it is default that I want. I thought there was. Oh, I'm thinking of the TBM. Never mind. Okay, so we'll start that, and that's going to take a while. So we're waiting for that. Sim brief. So we're going to fly from Powell to Jackson Hole, right? Powell is a non-towered airport. Even in real life, I think it's a non-towered. Yeah, there's no tower here. So this has a CTAF 122.7. We have an AWAS, which is different from ATIS. And then we're going to have to do a ODP, obstacle departure procedure. And you find that by the takeoff minimums. So you right click on Powell, and then you make another one here. It's a PDF. Then I Control F and type in POY, and that brings up Powell Muni. So this is the word that you want, departure procedure. We're probably going to use runway 31 because the winds are 330 at 6 knots. So we'll use the 31 departure procedure. And you'll see that the first waypoint will have to be the COD VOR, which stands for, I don't know what that stands for. CODI. It's the CODI VOR. Then we'll continue to climb in the CODI VOR holding pattern, north, left turns, 189 inbound. To cross the CODI VOR at or above 9,400 before proceeding on course. So that's our departure procedure for IFR, which is what we'll file. So that basically means 3-1, well, 1-3 is right turn, 3-1 is left turn, direct to there, and then continue, hold north, left turns, 189 inbound. 189 inbound. So you'll see CODI 189, so it'd be 190 basically. Where's 19? There's 14. I don't know. It'd be like that's the course heading that you put. So it'd be north. So it'd be a left turn, north 189, and then we will do left turns north. So we'll be doing circling like this until we get to our 9,300 or whatever it says. And then we'll continue on to our flight. So we're loaded up here, but I'm going to change the seasons on you. So let me open that up, and then put that cold and dark. Let me get rid of those. Add some stairs. All right, now with the new SAM in place, we can change all this to winter. So we go to SAM, Colors and Seasons, and we're going to want to enable Deep Winter. And you'll see my frames up here at 70 something. So we'll click Enable, and then click OK. And then you'll see everything pretty much frozen. So it takes like a minute, maybe, depending on your processor, to do that. So while that's changing, copy over these things, and I will drop them in there. So that's our route from Cody VOR after we get to our climbing to Donoyer, which at Donoyer we'll take the ILS Zulu 19er into Jackson Hole from Donoyer. So we're going to go there to Donoyer using the ODP. Is this thing done yet? Yep, it's done. So now, let me move this over. Look at that. We got snow. It's not bad. I'm gonna connect the weather and we'll start that in a moment. All right, now the weather's jumped in there. Get my project fly going. And I need to log into PilotEdge. So hang on one second.
Connected to PilotEdge.
All right, so this should pop up with the screen here in a moment. Takes a second. And then, so, oh, the other thing, I'm not gonna worry about I'll do the walk around, whatever. So let's do crew. I always do 100 pounds reserve. And we'll pop open these storage. Open up the door. And we'll jump up here. Open those up. And we're gonna bring the fuel up to 90 per wing. All right. That's what the stairs are for. And then we'll check our fuel for contaminants. No contaminants, we'll drop that cover. And then we'll bring this up to 180 total. FS Economy is going to redo everything anyway. Alright, so that's the fuel I should need for this trip. And we can close that. Check fuel for contaminants. Hook up the GPU. Turn that on. Get rid of the gas truck. Hop up here. I thought I opened that. Oh, I guess it closed it when I reset it. That makes sense. Alright, so we need to undo these control locks. Let's see, this is all set for start. Come over here, we'll set our parking brake. Bolts, external power, batteries 22 or above, so we're good there. I'll turn on the battery. And then we'll Gentie. External power is blinking, so we'll go ahead and connect that, clear out the warnings. Do a bus test. Gentie lights, bus light is on, so we'll hit reset. Check our volts, should be 28 across the board, which it is. We'll throw on our inverter switches. And we'll get some lighting going on here. So we got nav, tail light, cabin, seatbelt lights on. Need to check our emergency fire fuel valves. So we'll turn on the fuel. And we'll make sure that the light comes on to close the valve, which it did. Same thing with the right engine. Turn those back off, clear the warning. Come over here and we'll check O2. We're fine on O2. We'll check our alarms. Alright, all that works. We'll arm the O2. We'll don the mask and give it a test. All that works. Turn on the pitch rudder boost trim for takeoff. Just put that in the green. Verify battery bus in the up position, which it is. Engine anti-ice can come on since it's snow. Now we got engine start checklist. So we need to start FS Economy. So we're going to, if you look at the fuel, we have 282 gallons. But FS Economy will mess up my gallons. So I just have to reset it. So you go to FS Economy, log in, start flight. That loads the passengers. So we're going to do a full load and I'll just leave it the way it is. That's fine. That's 283, which is just 1 more gallon than what I had put in there. 283. Okay. So that's fine. So we added those people. So everybody's loaded up. We got a full load. Give your passenger briefing. Verify we have 28, which we do. Let's remove the steps so we don't blow them away. Beacon light can come on. We'll check the area. We're all good. So, start 1. $16 NG will introduce fuel. There's 16. Go to low idle. Check for hot start and hung starts. Got rotation, oil pressure's in the green. ITT is falling. We're above 50, that's a good start. We can turn off the starter. Shut that window. Conditioner lever goes to full. We will disconnect external power. We will remove the GPU from the plane and reset Gen 1. Clear out the warnings. Now we are good, except for check our volts. We're good on volts. Except external power should be 0, which it is. So we'll start engine 2. $16 NG will introduce fuel. Go to low idle. Check for hot starts, hung starts. We have rotation. Oil pressure's in the green. Just watching the ITT, it's starting to fall. Turbine's above 50, that means we have a good start. We can turn off the starter. And then we need to reset Gen 2, Gen 1, reset. Conditioner lever back to low idle. Prop RPM should be 1050 or more, which it is. Check our volts. Good on volts. And I need to file the flight plan, so I'm going to do that real quick. PilotEdge. Okay, that's filed. So it's engine start checklist. So now we need to do another bus test. Got Genti lights, bus lights, so that's okay. Clear those out. Get the environment going over here. It's 30 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's definitely cold outside. So the environmental bleed is in the up normal position for anything less than 10 Celsius. each blade needs to be at least 11 psi, so we'll check each one. So that's 11. Turn it off. That's 11. We'll turn them both on. And auto, heat, and it's cold. We want this to come up quicker. So we're going to add some power, and then we'll do electric heat, aft blower, aft heat, and then this will start to rise quickly. We have gyro section, pneumatic pressures in the green, so we are good there. Good to go there. Check our inverters. Got a bus light. Reset. Check the other one. Bus light. Reset. Too good. Buses. Let's turn on our EFIS switches and avionics coming on. Turn on the radios. Make sure the autopilot works. And we'll do a test on the lights. Clear them out. Make sure the trim still works, which it does, so we're good there. Set flaps for takeoff. Get the generator going. We turn on the coffee maker and furnace. Good on DC load. Check emergency lighting. Everything lights up. We're good there. Need to slave the gyros. So we click on mode on each side. One time. We need to get AWAS. So AWAS is 19275.
Powell Muni weather. Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 5,500 broken. 29,500 scattered. Temperature 0.
So we have 2974.
Altimeter 2974. Powell Muni weather. Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10.
The winds are light, so we'll monitor guard. And this CTAP's 122.7. So we're going to want 122.7, and I'm going to want 122.2 for calling up ATC. Simulates using a landline.
Before we continue, I need you to change your call sign. At least put in November as a prefix. What you have currently, 13520, is not valid. If you could just disconnect, put a November in front of it.
Bring that up to 10,000.
Alaska 374, contact Salt Lake Center. Alaska 374, Salt Lake Center, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 230.
I'm going to get my clearance. Afternoon, Salt Lake clearance, King Air 1399er on the ground at Powell Muni with weather IFR Jackson Hole.
1399er. Oakland Center, stand by.
Should be Salt Lake. She's probably gonna give me a full route clearance. That's why you never say as filed within your clearance when you ask for clearance, because there's a good chance you won't get as filed.
1399er, Salt Lake Center, sorry about that. Clear to Jackson Hole Airport as filed, maintain flight level 200. Departure frequency, Salt Lake Center 133.25, squawk 6402, hold for release.
Cleared the Jackson Hole as filed, climb maintain for level 200. Salt Lake departure 133. Salt Lake Center for 133.25. Squawk 6402 and hold for release, King Air 1399.
King Air 1399, read by correct, advise ready. 31 Juliet, runway 30, clear to land.
All right, 13325. So we're going to go back to CTAF and we're going to enter in this flight plan. So we're going to do flight plan. We're going to add the VORs, which is Cody, so COD, and Denora, DNW, and then Jackson Hole, 64, so 55, actually. Let's do 11. I'll do 11,000 at Denor is what I'll do. So we'll do 11,000 MSL, and that will give me a VNAV. All right, so I'm set on that. We'll do an approach later. Transponder, she gave me 6402. And autopilot, we can go all the way up to flight level 200. We're on heading, and we're going to take off 3. I need to get this procedure put in. So it's going to be VOR 1, so we'll bring up the autopilot, and we'll go through VOR. So we'll do a course of, it was something 189 inbound. inbound north of the VOR. So that's how we're gonna do it with is it left turn? Left turns 189 inbound. And we'll just climb to 9,300 before we proceed, which probably won't take too long. That VOR is frequency, that would probably help. 111.8. So, okay, the VOR is showing up. Now the ILS that I'm going to end up using is 109.1. So we'll have that ready. Decision altitude, which is right here. on that is probably, well, it's not probably, it is, it's 200. So we'll lower that to 200. All right. Check our auto ignition. Give it fuel, the ignition lights will extinguish. All right. That was good. Turn on the windshield heat. Do a prop de-ice check, that's in the green. Turn the auto off, goes back down. Surface de-ice test. Let's conditioner levers full, and then before I do that, let me come over here. So temperature's at 70, so we can turn off the electric heating. I meant to do the blowers first, but that's okay. That's just to get it warmed up. Now I'll do hold for a couple seconds to get the wing and then the tail. So that was a good test, and then we can lower these back to low idle. And we'll do a ground idle test, which is right here. Bring it up to about 1500 RPMs. Let go, and it should drop back, which it is. Ground idle test worked. Now we do an auto feather test. 1500, look for AFX lights. There's the AFX. Feather the left prop. It's a good feather. Now we'll come over here and we'll feather the right one. Alright, so that was a good test. So we'll go ahead and arm the auto feather, arm the prop, auto prop. So we need cabin pressure, so we're at 5,100. And Powell Muni is 5,100. So let's say 600 feet. So we'll come over here. So that would be 4,600. Do test. That's 1,000 foot down, so that's a good test. We have pressure. We're actually going to be landing at an altitude of 6451, and the altimeter setting at Jackson Hole's 2971. So that would be 2971 plus 700. So Jackson Hole is 6451, 6451 plus 700. So that's 70, we'll just say 72. That'd be 72. So we'll just go ahead and crank this all the way up because that's what we're going to need to land. I'll climb at about 500 feet per minute. So pressurization is set. We're actually landing higher than we're taking off, which is why I bumped it up like that. And we're probably running off of fumes on auxiliary almost. Do an EFIS test. Let's try that again. to press and hold for like 7 seconds or something. All right, so EVIS test worked. Do taxi light. Reco light. Pitot, stall warning. Get her AWAS.
Wind light and variable. Visibility
Altimeter still the same.
Sky conditions 5,500 broken. 29,000.
Let's bring up the little wind. If you hit nav data, it will bring up various things there. ETA, I like the wind, which is 0 right now, but I like the wind. This mod adds a heading, which is kind of cool. All right, we need beta mode. Go ahead and squawk altitude 6402. And there's no idiot lights on, so we're good there. And I'm gonna want runway 31, I think, so I'm gonna pull up this airport. Looks like I'm gonna go out to the left. Yeah, straight ahead to the left. Powell Muni traffic. King Air 1399er be taxiing to runway 31 from east parking Powell Muni. All right, so we can take the brake off and start moving a little bit up. Be a nice snowy travel day. It's a good thing they had the snow removers out here, huh? All right, now we got control. We got control. Do auto ignition on for takeoff. Engine anti-ice can come off. Landing lights, strobes can come on. Okay. What is this? 9,400. It's left turns. So I'm going to be doing a left turn out and then hold north of the airport 189 inbound, all left turns. So northbound. Okay. Salt Lake Center, King Air 1399er, number 1, runway 31. I'll be using the ODP for runway 31.
1399er, Salt Lake Center, release for departure, clearance flight is not off in 5 minutes. If not off in 5 minutes, advise intentions, frequency not later than 8 minutes, change to 5-year frequency approved.
If not off by 8 minutes, I'll advise frequency change approved, 1399, thanks. Alright, so now we go to,
heavy.
we're going to go to CTAF and then departure on the standby is 13325. Do 13325 on the standby. And then we let the guys know that we're going to be doing a left downwind departure. Powell Muni traffic, King Air 1399er will be taking off runway 31 for a left downwind departure, Powell Muni traffic. All right. Break off. Let's move up. Ignition levers full. 6,200 foot of runway. Do a left departure. And bring in 50% power. Slowly increase torque.
Airspeed alive. 60 knots. V1. Rotate.
And we got rotate. Gears coming up. Flaps out.
Attitudes check. Gear indicates up.
We're going to do a left downwind departure to 189 inbound for left turns. We need to be above 9,400. So we got 16 miles. We're going to do, I'm going to arm the nav, so we'll grab the radial inbound. It'll be left turn until, we can probably get to 9,400 before we get there, but we'll see. So I'm going to go to climb mode. Add in a little bit of torque. Reduce the prop a smidgen. And we'll go over to Salt Lake or whatever. Salt Lake Center, King Air 1399er, passing through 8,600 for flight level 200. Yeah, we're going to be at 9,400 by the time we get there, so that's not an issue. I'm on the wrong frequency. Should be 2.5. Camaro, hey buddy. Long time no see. You got that right. Salt Lake Center, King Air 1399er passing through 9,700 for flight level 200. I'll turn off landing lights, reco lights.
So 13909er, Salt Lake Center, ident.
ID. We got 10 miles to go.
Calling Olympia, clearance standby.
Turn those off. We'll turn that off.
13909er, radar contact, 10 miles north of Cody VOR. Climbing maintain flight level 200. And I'll give you Billings altimeter 2975.
Climb maintain flight level 200 and altimeter 2975 1399. Thanks. Alright, so let's come over here and we'll do COD. So we're going to do direct to.
Delta 576.
I'll activate. And we'll do.
Go ahead for Delta 576.
Delta 576, I'm going to break you off here. Are you able to accept the Lavin 3 arrival from Zuni?
Alright, now we're all set on GPS. We're not having to worry about.
Yeah, we should be able to.
Staying in the loop, so to speak.
So Delta 576, put you in a better position for the airport here. So
Yaw damper is on. Icing is no icing.
Proceed via the Lavin 3 arrival.
Can turn off the seat
Direct
belts.
Zuni, then Largo 3 arrival, Delta 576.
Nice snow weather. Look at this, it's pretty cool. Complete snow. Cabin pressure should be on the rise, which it is.
520, cross runway 30 at Charlie.
So Camaro, if when you look at this video in a recording, I cover in the beginning in great detail, I mean all the way from the download, how to get these seasons installed. So I obviously did I did deep winter, but I go into great detail on how to make this work. So you can either well, you can look at my YouTube video because I'm going to upload it to YouTube, or you can watch it on my prior streams on Twitch. But I spent quite a bit of time explaining how to install it because it's not the easiest thing it doesn't make sense the way this installs. You would think that all this would go into your custom machinery folder, but it doesn't. It goes into your plugins folder. It's like 10 gigs. But it works. That's all that matters.
Make a right on Echo, and that'll take you to the end of runway 21. You can contact tower at the. Burn 3096 Tango, Olympia grounds, and you're looking for IFR to Portland.
Jackson Hole, here we come. Do a, let me see. Do ILS Zulu 19er. So we're at transition altitude, so we'll bump that up to standard, 2992, both sides. And then we'll come down here and we'll do a procedure. Let's do an approach. We're gonna do the Zulu, I think. Yeah, Zulu from, we'll load it. And I'm just gonna load it. And then,
3096 Tango, clear to Portland International Airport. Yelm 5.
I'm gonna remove.
To Olympia as filed.
Remove.
Maintain 3000. Expect 9000 1 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.4. Squawk 41.
So we're gonna go. I want to go straight to Denor. Actually, let me, how do I do that? Let's go.
96 Tango, read that correct, expect runway 17.
It's going to be that one, so we'll activate, and then that should give me a flight plan. I'm going to there, that should give me a VNAV.
Albuquerque Tower, wind 250 at 19F27, runway 21, clear for take.
I want 1500. So we got 11 minutes or so. Stop blinking, I get it. Cool, so I think that's...
576 after Zuni, descend and maintain flight level 240. Contact Albuquerque Center now 134.6.
All right, Albuquerque Center 134.6, and after Zuni, descend and maintain level 240.
So I'm taking this right from Denor, because that's from going. So then the next one would be Zebra. Zbiv, and it's already got the altitudes in there, so. And then we'll intercept the localizer at about
Albuquerque Center,
warmer.
576, level 310.
Delta 576 Albuquerque Center, thank you.
So we'll put 109.1 at the top with a course heading of 187, but we'll do that when we're a little bit closer.
For 39er, descend Oscar, maintain 15,000 Jackson, altimeter 2971.
Descend pilot discretion, maintain 15,000, 2971, 1399. 15,071. Got about 20 miles from Denor. I'll when I start my descent, I'll ask.
Fort Julie Rose, correction, Fort Julie
Got 7 minutes to go.
Altimeter 2980.
2980 for Juliet Romeo.
Alright, there's no icing.
For 520, contact Albuquerque departure.
I should close those doors.
Now 13520, Albuquerque departure, radar contact, say request.
Alright, so let's do landing checklist. So we're altitude is 64, 51,
could do ILS runway 8, but it would require circles for a different runway.
29, 71. Temperature is, I don't know, let me look it up. Jackson Hole. Temperature -2. I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, it did. Wind speed is 0. .360. Runway length 63. Runway heading 187. And we'll set markers. Need 3,700 feet. We got plenty.
Which runway?
I'll adjust it's probably gonna be closer to 13,000, huh? So we'll set all that.
So 13520, so you're still wanting to do a approach to runway 8 with a circle to a different runway?
Got 5 minutes to our top of descent. And always sync up the heading bug there. And looks like Jackson Hole has an FBO, but it's just called Jackson Hole FBO. It's not like signature or anything like that.
Sir 520, fly heading 250, expect RNAV Yankee runway 8 approach from Jillig.
I'm going to ask for this approach from Denor. And ATIS is 120.62.
Over 520, the heading's 250, heading 250, but
too far away.
Turn right, heading
I think I was just fixing to.
When able. Actually, stand by. North 520. I'm showing you on slant alpha. If you're doing an RNAV approach, you're gonna have to be GPS equipped. Do you have a GPS on board? North 520, clear direct Jillig. Cross Jillig at 8,000.
Sierra.
Cleared RNAV Yankee runway 8 approach.
So the altimeter is still 71, so that's fine. You can see this winter textures does really nothing to performance. I'm still getting 28, 30 frames, so it has very little impact, if any.
July 116, San Francisco ground, runway 28 right, taxi via Zulu, uniform, Charlie. Cross runway 1 left at Charlie, cross runway 1 right at Charlie. Giant 116, that's Charlie. Cross runway 1 left at Charlie, cross runway 1 right at Charlie. There's not a Sierra on that part of the airport. For 3096 Tango, runway 17, taxi V Bravo.
Descending in 2 minutes, y'all. So I'm going to close these, actually, set up.
Delta 576, contact Albuquerque Center 124.32.
124.32, Delta 576.
VOR, I need to change that course to 187.
Level 267 for 240.
Delta 5786, Albuquerque Center, maintain 15,000. Albuquerque altimeter 2979er.
Alright, I think I'm all set for that ILS. And once I start on my way down, I'm going to say I'm leaving flight level 200, and then I'll say I'm current with, I don't know, what was that?
Jackson.
Vertical check.
Visibility 10. Ceiling 7,000 open, 8,000 overcast. Temperature -2. Dew point -6. Altimeter -71. Arriving and departing runway 19. Visual approaches ease. Use backhaul runway assignments and full grid instructions. Advise on initial contact that you have information here. 3096 Tango Olympia Tower runway 17 clear for takeoff. Wind 190 at 3.
All right, we are descending now. We're going to take out some of this torque. Salt Lake Center, King Air 1399 are leaving flight level 200 at this time. Current with Sierra, Jackson Hole with approach request.
399.
Roger, request the ILS Zulu, runway 19er from the Denor VOR. Alright, let's set this altimeter setting. Got 71. 71.
1399er, cross the north at 4,000 or above, cleared ILS Zulu runway 19er approach.
Cross the Denor VOR at or above 14,000. Clear the RNet, I'm sorry, ILS Zulu 19er approach 1399. Is it 14,000? That doesn't seem right, but it's 14,000. Yeah, cross 14,000. Duh. 14,000. So we can go ahead and down to 14,000 and
906 Tango, contact Seattle departure.
Flight plan says 12.9, but she said 14,000. That's fine. So there's no approach frequency. We'll be stuck with, not stuck, but we'll be with her. So next frequency will be Jackson Tower, 1807. So we'll get that ready. 18075. So that'd be Jackson Hole's Tower.
For 3096 Tango, Seattle departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 90,000, Seattle, altimeter 3000.
So then after that, after Denor, we can go down to 11,000. Yep, 11,000. Cabin pressure should be dropping. It is. I don't have to adjust the cabin pressure since we are landing higher than we took off because of the pressure difference found here. 2971, so you add 700 feet to the actual field elevation. That's why I have 7,000. Because field elevation is 6,400, so I had to add a few feet to that. Got 5 miles, and then we can we're at altitude hold right now, so we can continue down to 11,000 at ZBIV. And we are at 13.4. Everything else is the same. I am not sure what this is doing. Okay. That makes sense. So now we can go down to 11,000. And then 9,800 after ZBIF. All the snow. Pretty cool. Even the trees, I think, have snow on them. Kind of a weird look, though, with a mountain, but that's okay. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be just good enough.
Giant 116, San Francisco Tower, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff, wind 27019er.
Got some icing going on, so we will turn that on. Put that on high. So we're coming up on ZBIV, so now we can go down to 98.
Niner 16, go turn right, heading 180, join Victor 287. Niner 16, will confirm you are still climbing 9,000.
And then warmer is 87, so we'll just go down to 87.
3899er, establish final contact Jackson Tower 118.07.
Upon establishing final, Jackson Tower 118.07, 1399. All right, so we got landing lights on, we've got ignition, auto feather is armed.
020, contact Albuquerque Tower 120.3. Delta 576, contact Albuquerque approach 123.9er.
Was that 123.9er for Delta 576?
So we're going to go to a warmer there, so we're going to do
Delta 576, affirmative 23.9er.
We're going to do that number.
23.9er, Delta 576.
Localizer.
Drag 13520.
And we'll
Albuquerque Tower.
arm nav.
Expect circle runway Correction, expect circle runway 30.
Landing lights, ignition, auto feather, all that.
116, if you're given air, you're able to switch from clearance to ground, from ground to tower on your own, but once you switch to tower, you should, you do not change frequencies until ATC gives you a handoff. Unless you're departing VFR with no flight following. That's the only exception. At that point, you have to make sure you're outside the airspace before you can change your frequency. However, you are radar contact, climb via set, accept maintain flight level 190.
$18,075. Jackson Tower, King Air 1399, establishing a localizer, runway 19er.
Air 1399, Jackson Tower, runway 19er, clear to land, wind, calm.
Runway 19er, clear to land, 1399.
Delta 576, Albuquerque approach, Albuquerque altimeter 2979er. Advise you have Mike, say approach request.
Missed approach. We would do climb to 6,900, then right turn to 14,000.
So maintain 1,000.
So we have that set. Got that in there.
Circle southeast of the field for a left downwind, runway 30. Report circle.
Roger, circle southeast for left downwind, report circle 13520.
Capital clearance, West Air 710, IFR ready.
West Air 710, capital clearance on request.
$500 feet to minimums.
For 6 uniform, contact NorCal approach 127.4.
Feet to minimums.
The depth perception is a little weird with all the snow.
100 feet to minimums.
Autopilot off my plane.
Minimums. $100 feet. 50 feet. Props full. Props full.
I'll just go all the way down to the end of the runway here.
Knots.
Park Valley 710, clear to Reading Airport on departure flighting 010. Radar vectors, Marysville, VOR, as filed, maintain 9,000. Expect 10,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 127.4 and squawk 7310.
710 is clear to Reading, heading 010, Radebecker's Marysville, asphalt, 9,000, 10,000, and departure 127.4, squawk 7310.
Park Valley 710, read back correct. Expect runway 16 left.
Flaps up. Just
Delta 576, clear visual pitch. Runway 26, establish 4 mile final contact tower 120.3.
usually you would get taxi permission, but I'm so close to parking, there's really no point. She might yell at me, we'll see.
0520, thank you. Runway 30, clear to land. Wind 250 at 19er, gust 27.
Clear land, runway 30, 12520.
There's airplanes
16, go
stuck in there, that's funny.
Seattle Center, 126.6.
Well, there you have it.
1399er, taxi to parking. Have a great day.
Taxi to parking, 1399, thanks you too. Okay, so we can turn off our taxi light.
Johnny 116, contact Oakland Center,
Seatbelts
132.95.
are off. Turn off the furnace. Come over here.
556 Lima uniform, NorCal approach, how do you read?
And we'll shut down environment. So we'll turn those off. Turn those off. Turn that off. All that dropped.
Giant 116, Oakland Center, climb and maintain flight level 290. 556 Lima uniform, NorCal approach.
Brake on is a good thing.
Okay, 556 uniform. If you're transmitting, all I'm getting is static. There is absolutely no audio.
Turn off EFIS. And then fuel cutoff. And we can shut down all the batteries. And we'll disconnect, actually. Before I do anything, I'm going to get credit for this flight. All right, got credit for the flight. So I'm going to add the weight back. And now I can disconnect from PilotEdge. All right. All my tracking software is stopped, I think. FSC. What is ending fuel? We got 193. Let's replay the landing.
$60, 100 feet to minimums. Minimums. 100 feet. 50 feet. Props full.
I had a bounce.
Props full.
I had a bounce.
3 knots.
Okay. All right, that's it. That's how you do winter textures with ease. That's how you do it. So anyone who wants to learn how to add the SAM winter can look at this recording. And in the very beginning of the recording, I go in great detail on how to set up the winter textures with the new SAM thing. So I'm going to disable deep winter. And that will take about a minute to win it, and then we'll be done. I'll just show you real quick how it switches back. It takes about, for winter textures, it's CPU intensive, so I have a fast processor. This only takes me about a minute, minute and a half. It could take others like 5 minutes. Make sure I got paid for that flight. So 280. There you go. Now it's back. Everything's back to our normal textures. It's real simple. Where's Scooter? Okay. Oh. All right, y'all. Have a good one.
About 10 miles, 5 miles in diameter. Had an aircraft go through there to a route just south here. As we said, the ride was fine.
Okay, yeah, we just broke out and I see it now. That looks good. 090 for Delta 1168.
We just got a little bank of clouds here. We'll have it here in just a minute.
Delta 878, you can turn right at direct time at your discretion. Aircraft ahead did it about 4 miles north where you're at.
Start making a right turn now. We'll be getting around it. Thank you.
Delta 56 Heavy, contact Salt Lake Center 119.95. Have a good flight.
Delta 56 Heavy.
Skywards 3722, turn left heading 010, enter the localizer, descend and maintain 6,500.
Departure, hello, Skywest 182 Alpha, 6.4 climbing 10,000 via the rugged one.
Skywest 182 Alpha, Salt Lake departure radar contact, climb maintain, flight level 230.
Climb maintain, flight level 230, Skywest 182 Alpha.
Delta 1168, resume normal speed. That heading looks like it's going to take about 2 miles south of what I'm showing on radar. Is that okay there?
That works great for 1168, normal speed now.
Delta 1168, thanks. We'll enable your clear direct Hertz and advise.
Okay, I think we can just do that now, thanks.
Delta 878, contact Salt Lake Center 119.95, have a good flight.
All right, 1995 Delta 878, and we're direct spy now. Thanks.
Roger. Skywest 182 Alpha, resume normal speed. There's a cell right over Francis Peak, if you're familiar with that, about 2 o'clock, 10 miles. Nobody wants to go through it, so I'll leave you northbound up towards Rugged, then get you direct spy.
Okay, that sounds good, normal speed, and we're going to be climbing a little bit slower as we try to top this stuff out. Skywest 182 Alpha.
No problem at all, no traffic for you.
Thank you.
Delta 1168, contact Salt Lake Center 119.95, have a good flight.
1995, 1168, have a good day. Surprise, good afternoon, Sirius 41 Romeo Papa, 6,700, climb for 10,000.
Sirius 41 Romeo Papa, Salt Lake departure radar contact. Skywest 182 Alpha, turn right heading 010.
Can we delay that for a few miles, please?
No problem at all. You can fly heading 340.
340, Skywest 182 Alpha.